The Commanders play the Browns on Sunday.
Yep.
They are heavy favorites heading into week 5 at this point, as far as predictions are going. I think on the betting line, it's still right around 3.5 points. Not huge, right? You get 2 points generally for being at home, although I don't think it's been a full 2-point advantage truly at Old Northwest Stadium of late.
At Nubs.
But they're supposed to beat the Browns. I'm seeing graphics I have not seen in a long, long time. There is a graphic with 10 different people from the NFL Network prediction crew. Most of these last names I don't know. It's every fantasy guy and every person who's in the analytics department that they've ever employed. But it's just a bunch of last names. Here's the point. They have the icon, the logo, the emblem of the team that you're picking, right? You've seen these at the bottom of the screen on Monday Night Football.
Usually there's like one Washington helmet and 17 of the other one.
There are 10 of them. Prediction to win Sunday's game, Browns Commanders. I will read the answers for you. Jeremiah says Washington. Wolf says Washington. Rank says Washington. Grant says Washington. Brooks says Washington.
5 for 5.
MJD says Washington.
6.
Gordon says the Browns.
Hey.
20-18.
Okay. 6-1.
Shook says Washington.
7-1.
Edholm says Washington.
That's 8-1.
Cleopatra says Washington.
9-1.
90% of the people that do the betting or the picking at NFL Network are saying that the burgundy and gold-clad Commanders will emerge victorious on Sunday, and they will have a 4-1 start to their football season.
Just not used to it, man. Just not used to it.
Now, I know this normally makes people nervous. And they don't want to see that. Sorry about your luck.
Sorry about it.
People are starting to like the old Washington football.
There's a degree of what we like to call buy-in that's happening. There's in years past, guys have done it. Remember, like a couple seasons ago, Mike Greenberg was like, waxing poetic. He's like, tell me why Washington can't be excellent. Tell me why they won't have this renaissance. The division's this and this. And I think they finished 6-11 probably or something like that.
He picked them to be in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Where it's like every time someone has done that, it's wrong. I don't know now.
They are the cool kid on the block.
They are the cool kid. That's what it is.
People love Dan Quinn, just like they loved Ron Rivera, by the way. Dan Quinn's actually doing a pretty good job. That's the difference. They love Jaden Daniels. They have the quarterback and the coach that everybody wants to get on set, that everybody wants to interview. The talk of the league under center, I guess I should say in the gun, is Jaden Daniels at this point. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves Quinn, and they're playing good ball. They're 3-1. I wanted to open up, though, the phones and really start the show by talking about some of the surprises of the Commanders' first 4 games on the MGM National Harbor listener lines. What has surprised you most at the quarter poll here through 4 games about the Commanders' start? I'm guessing the answer will be something that's a positive surprise, although you could go negative if you want with the defense or something. But I jotted a handful of things down, just rapid fire here. Daniels being as excellent as he's been.
Yep.
The offensive line holding up as well as it has. The wide receiver room, which was knocked by everybody all over the country, not really having been an issue at any point. Austin Eckler, who a lot of people panned as being cooked and having nothing left in the tank, has been phenomenal. Now, he only played in the first 3 of their 4 games. And I would even say the kicking situation has been a pleasant surprise. I know that week 1 was a disaster and was costly against Tampa. But if I was to have asked you right before the season began, 4 games in, will they have won a game on the strength of their kicking, and will it have helped them a lot in their other 2 wins? I'll bet you would have said no.
I would have said no.
So those are the things top of my head I came up with. I wanted to come up with something on the defensive side of the ball, but I really couldn't think of anything that's been overwhelmingly positive or surprising. I thought Wagner and Luvu were going to be good. They have been. I thought the pass rush, frankly, would be better than it has been. Like Dorrance Armstrong played an awesome game this past week, but he was mostly a non-factor for 3 weeks before that. So it's essentially all offense. Daniels, line, wide receivers, Eckler. Anything I'm forgetting, though, what else would you throw onto that pile?
So just the way I'd augment a couple of things that you said, just to add in some flavor to it. The offense being prolific, I think we can't talk enough about it. But it's also the manner in which it's prolific. The ground and pound version of prolific Usually when you think of an offense that can't be stopped, we're going 5 wides, we're running the oop de oop, they got to cover Tweeter one-on-one, we're dropping back, throwing it 45 times a game, tempo this, elite wide receiver that, quarterback that if you blitz him, you're dead. Not the case. Brian Robinson thumping between the tackles. Jeremy McNichols running. Jaden Daniels running too, but the running game.
The McNichols part this past weekend was insane. I did not see that coming. But you knew they were going to run the ball really well. We talked about that all offseason. You can't have a quarterback like Jaden Daniels that demands teams defend him 11 on 11 and not run the ball well. There's really no precedent for that. We saw it in 12.
Sure. I knew they'd run the ball pretty well. I thought they'd run the ball well. Maybe not this well, but I thought they'd run the ball well. Arizona ran it great and scored 14 points. You know what I mean? Like the fact that the offense doesn't punt, that they're always in positive, that even when they've got to throw, they're hyper efficient doing it. There's no way you could have anticipated that.
Well, no, the offense generally, if we're just saying how good they've been, mind-blowing. Absolutely breathtaking. I'm stunned. Hats off to Daniels, to Kingsbury, to everybody involved. It's been amazing. I was just saying specific to the running game. I don't know how surprised I am about that. I think my answer is the O-line play, probably. Even though I didn't think they'd be bad, I did not think they'd be this good. I think they've been a strength.
They've been really good.
I think they have been somewhere between good and even in the run game dominant. Think about that.
Yep.
Talking about this O-line with this group that way. Numbers to back up my claim. PFF grades them as the number 4 highest graded unit in pass blocking through 4 games. They have 3 lines that they have graded out, looking at every play, as better than Washington's in pass protection. If you want to use another metric, if you're not a PFF mark, that's fine. ESPN has their pass blocking win rate, where they look at every play and basically it's binary. It's you won or you lost your block. In win rate, loss rate for pass blocking, they rank 8th of 32 lines. So the mean score between PFF and ESPN, who are 2 of the main graders in this regard, is that they're the 6th best pass blocking unit in the NFL. If you want to look at just pressures allowed this past week, in week 4 in a win against Arizona, they were top 5 in pressures allowed again this past week. So from a pass blocking standpoint, where a lot of us, I think, were nervous coming into the year, certainly weren't confident, they've been outstanding. Do you know where they rank in a run blocking win rate so far this season?
I do, because you told me before the show.
There are 32 teams in the NFL. They rank first.
How about that?
Number 1, according to the ESPN RBWR run block win rate metric. This line has been awesome. Left tackle, they don't even have a true one right now. Lucas has played most of the reps, but Coleman is coming on now, playing half the reps. He'll be their starting left tackle in no time. He looks really good as a rookie. At left guard, they bet on Nick Allegretti, who'd been a backup with the Chiefs. He's been very good. He's banged up. Hopefully he'll play this weekend. At center, the $10 million they spent per year on Tyler Biadasz looks like a win. He's been very, very solid at a position. That was just
a revolving door.
So brutal for them for a few years. Right guard, we knew Cosme. We'd already put him in Sharpie, got an extension. He's a good player. And right tackle, Andrew Wiley, is playing a lot better with this, for whatever reason, coaching staff and group and the way that they're operating and getting the ball out. He has been better since he got here, blocking in the run game and the pass game. He actually ranks in the top 10 among tackles, I saw today, in run block win rate. Their offensive line, to me, is the biggest surprise that I have about this team.
I love that. Offensively, that's kind of 1A for my pleasant surprises. Is there were a couple I liked Cosme an awful lot. I was bullish on Biadasz. Didn't know about Allegretti, to be honest with you. I was hopeful, certainly, but last time, the previous regime got a guy that was more of a career backup and said, "You're our starter now." Didn't go particularly well. And then the tackle spots I thought were big risks, and it shows that they knew what they were doing in terms of fit, design. Not worrying about what these guys don't do, but emphasizing and accentuating what they do well, which, it is coming through here at this point, through this point of the season. The thing that surprised me, I guess, looking at a negative, I just didn't think the defense would be this rough. Like, I didn't think they'd be good. I never in a million years thought that this would be a top 10 group just because they got defensive coaches. I've played that game before. But being still, even after a good performance against Arizona, objectively good for any team in the league, sign up, sight unseen, 14 points. You allow 14 points in a game. Everybody takes that no matter what, right? No matter what else is going on. They're still allowing a league worst quarterback rating. they're still allowing the second worst adjusted yards per attempt, meaning when you drop back to pass, what happens? For Washington, it's the second worst in the league, even after a great performance. It just shows you how poor it's been through the first 3 weeks leading up to Sunday.